Welcome, everyone. It's Coach BJ. The Source of Hope is doing something new. I am presenting client interviews, so real life client testimonials, and I'm calling it the Coach BJ experience because even as a coach, I have various clients, but everybody experience with me is different. So I wanted to start to shed some light on some of the conversations, some of the things that we have going on in our sessions, just to kind of give you an idea of what coaching is like, what Coach BJ experience is like. So some of the questions you're going to see in some of these interview series that I'm going to be doing with my clients, you'll be able to see what that looks like. So I have my wonderful client, Desiree, who has so graciously and wonderfully agreed to do this client interview with me. So again, not only to share, some of the things that's going to come out of this interview today, but it also going to I'm hoping that what this will do is to know what coaching is like, and also to be able to see yourself in needing coaching services, right? And to be able to see how coaching can help you in your everyday life. So I'm going to just ask Desiree a few questions, and we're going to go from there, and you'll be able to see what coaching is really like. So hi, Desiree.
Hi, everybody.
So I'm going to start off with actually the first question. So the first question is, can you explain the state of mind or
Mhm.
place you were in before you made the decision to seek coaching services from me?
Well, I was in a position where I felt like I was stuck. So on the outside, it appeared as though I did everything that I needed to do. I'm working, I have all the things that everybody says that they want. And I knew for myself that there was another level, like I had a calling and I just couldn't get there. And so I realized, I'm in the medical field, realizing that a mindset change can really put you in the position that you want. I didn't know who I could talk to who wouldn't just say, "Oh, you have everything. Everything is going to be okay." I needed somebody that can see me and know exactly what I needed to get to that next level and understand where I was at. And so I figured that a coach would really help me. And so this is what it's done for me. It's kind of brought me to this level of understanding.
Awesome, awesome. So mindset shift. And so, a lot of us, we find ourselves in that place of being stuck. And
Yeah.
so, definitely coaching is a great opportunity for someone like me to be able to help you unpack and process some of those things that you might be experiencing. So, the next question I would like to ask you is what was the incident or event that happened that made you say to yourself, it's time to seek support? Because we all can kind of know that we need to maybe talk to someone or maybe feel
Yeah.
a little off. But a lot of times it is typically when clients come to me, it's typically an incident or some event that has happened in their life that caused them to reach out to see if it's, and see if my support services are needed for them. What was that for you?
Well, there's a time like I was working for people and I knew there was something saying that I didn't necessarily just want to work for someone. It was something pulling me to do more. And I couldn't get to the point where I was actually doing it. I have a degree and I know what to do. I just couldn't get there. And there was a fear that came out of nowhere that I didn't know that I had, working through everything, just kind of compensating through life. And then
Mm,
that was that me wanting to start a business and not being able to click the button to do it. And then I was like, even in relationships, I was kind of sabotaging myself
mm,
and I didn't realize that I was doing that. It took that point where I'm like, well, I'm stopping everything that's taking me to the next level. I don't know how to get out of this. And that's what brought me to the point to say, hey, I need some help here
mm,
because I'm talking to my friends and they don't see it because they think that I have everything. But
right.
no, there's something more. And so reaching out and getting that coaching support to find out exactly what it was that was stopping me was something that um, I really think that I needed, and it brought me to looking towards getting some help.
And it's interesting you should say this because a lot of times that's the main reason why people come to me as well, is because you always have those supporters, your family, your friends, and they're your biggest cheerleaders. And as your
Yeah.
coach, I'm your biggest cheerleader as well. But I'm going to do something different. I'm going to stretch you. I'm going to help you to grow in
Yes.
areas that you wouldn't otherwise have tapped into. Some of your blind spots that you didn't see before. And so that's a lot of times what your family or people that are very close and connected to you can't see. They can't see those things. So, me as a coach on the outside looking in, I'm able to see those things that, again, that you're not able to see right off. And again, those who are close to you, they won't be able to point out. But with
Exactly.
my gift that I have, I'm able to kind of, have that reflective listening skill to say, okay, this is what I believe that's gonna, work for her. So thank you for that. Um, so the next thing, there are many life coaches out there. Like I always tell my clients, there are a lot of life coaches out there. Some who are certified, some that are not, some who just get on and they've just become famous one day and call themselves a
Mhm.
life coach. But seriously, what made you trust me to help you achieve the outcome you were seeking in your life? What made you reach out to me and trust me to help you achieve that outcome?
Well, the first time I met you, you meet a lot of people in every day to day, but there's some people that are just genuine, that they do things for you without it benefiting them, without other people seeing. They ask about you, and you're like, this person is really asking about something that doesn't have anything to do with them, and they check for you. And I was wondering about, hey, I need friends in my life. I need genuine people in my life that'll see me. But then you also like pointed out things that other people didn't see. I was like, how did she even know? How did she even know that? Things that I did in life that really I compensated for, right? Like, because I didn't realize that I had an issue, but you kind of develop these compensatory mechanisms to kind of get through. You were able to pinpoint it. I was like, wait a minute, you're reading my book. And just in the outside. So then when you told me what you did, I was like, oh, this is the person. I need you. This is who it is, because you're going to really be able to see the things that other people don't see. And
Yeah.
so that's why I was like, no, I have to talk to you in any way, shape, or form. What do you do? If you can help me, even before I knew that you were a coach, I was like, we're going to be friends. You just don't know yet. This is my friend, y'all. I wanted to, because I knew that, sometimes having close people by you that can actually see you and tell you the truth about yourself is very, very important. To
Mhm.
find out that you were a coach was just the icing on the cake. I was like, oh, here, take my money.
Yeah.
Let me give you money and you can help me. You can help me.
It's so funny. And
But
guys,
it
I have
worked.
to say that truly I am not paying her for this interview, and I did not pay her to say that. I promise you I didn't.
No, no, no. I'm
But
just a
yes.
firm believer in um compensating people. It doesn't matter if they're I'm a firm believer in compensating people for their gifts. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter who you are, especially if you're a professional. Everybody should eat in layman's terms. Everybody needs to eat, especially when you have something, not taking anything for free and not taking you for granted. It really was important for me to say, hey, if this is what you're doing and you're professional for it, I think you deserve to get compensated for it. So yeah, she
Right.
didn't pay me. It's not paid. That's just my opinion.
I appreciate that so much, Desiree. The next question I have, and I find a lot of people, the reason why they don't reach out for support is because they don't understand coaching. They kind of know a little bit about maybe what therapy is, but they really
Mhm.
don't know, like, well, what does a coach really do, or how can they really help me, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you, did you know anything about coaching before working with me? And if not, in your own words, what would you say coaching is like?
So I really didn't know anything about coaching. And as a matter of fact, when I got to that point when I realized that I was stuck, I was like, well, maybe I need a psychiatrist. I must be going crazy because I do have everything. I have the things, I'm actually doing things, but something else is missing. And then just, talking to people, they were like, well, they're going to give you these meds to calm you down and lift you up. But I'm in the medical profession. Medications only do so much, right? But if you don't get to the root cause, what is it going to do for you?
That's right.
So, I understood a lot. Again, I understood a lot that was going on. I was able to get through a lot of life by understanding things. But then that deeper level was,
Mhm.
I needed somebody who can look through me, not somebody that was trying to say, hey, this sounds like depression. Let me put a medication on there. I
Mhm.
need to find out the root cause because maybe I don't need medication. And that mindset change is important. So now I realize that coaching is really somebody who can look at you and get you to the next level. They're your cheerleader. They're the person that's gonna, tell you, hey, you're doing this wrong. And it's all in love. There is no, it's not, I don't feel like I got beat down. I feel like I got, tools that'll help me to get to the next level and also help other people. I have a child too. This is all the things that I've learned here are things that I'm going to impart in her. I feel so smart now. I feel intelligent. Okay. I learned a lot about myself. So it's important. And that's what I realized what coaching is. I think that Yeah, I'm gonna need you continuously in life. There are areas that you need that. I need a coach. How are we gonna win this football game of life if we don't have a coach, right? There's no way. There's no way. So that's what
Awesome.
coaching is for me.
Oh, and it's so funny, and you're right. One of the things is not, and it's not so much as coaches, or at least me personally saying kind of
Yeah.
what's wrong. It's more so is what's right for you, right? Where there's
Yes.
judgment, right? And my clients will tell you, I even something that may seem dysfunctional to me, but if it's going to keep you less stressed, and if you've made a decision and a choice to do something, then I'm going to say, let's go with
Let's
it,
go
right?
for it and
It's
see.
about making
Yes.
life easier, not harder, right? And so thank you for that. But yeah, I appreciate your words of your personal experience with that. The next thing I want to ask you, now that you have worked with me,
Mhm.
what were some of the changes, or I would say evolution, that happened for you in a short span of just 12 weeks? What was that for you?
Well, initially, when I went into this, I had an opinion of myself, right? I thought I would say things, and unbeknownst to me, I'm like, well, that was foolish of me. Why did I do that? I thought negatively of a lot of things that I did in my life. And I didn't realize that I was doing. Again, I was compensating. I learned now that the negative things that I thought were negative weren't really negative. There
Mm-mm.
were ways that I can, they were positive things. There were ways that I use and I can use to get further in life. And it changed my mindset. That mindset change was so important because the things that I couldn't do because I had this fear. I had a fear of people and I didn't realize that pushed me to start the business, to go on and not be afraid and open doors and talk to people. So now more doors are opening to me. It transcended into relationships. I realized that I was good enough. I didn't have to accept everybody. I didn't have to apologize for everything. There was so many things that I was doing that I didn't realize, and it made other people comfortable, but I was uncomfortable. It helped other people, but I didn't get any help. And then just living that life as time went by, I felt so burdened. And I was afraid of even going close to people because I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to help another person. And it wasn't them, it was me. So
Mm.
once I realized what it was through coaching, I mean, completely different person. Your circle that was real big because everybody was happy that you were doing everything from them becomes smaller, but it becomes a more concentrated, good people. You're building things with them, they're moving. Where have I been? I see me now. This is me. Hi.
I love it. I
That's what
love it,
Yeah,
Desiree.
it's
Oh
awesome.
my gosh,
Awesome.
I love it. I love it. So I look at coaching as the gift that keeps on giving.
Mhm.
So, what is something you've learned in coaching that you were or will be excited to share with someone else to help them evolve?
Oh, this is okay. This is one of the main things that I've learned. I am not a people pleaser anymore. I do not have to worry about I literally tell people, I'm very sorry that you feel that way, but it is not I am not the person and I'm not the one to worry about your feelings when I'm doing what's right for me or my family or anything. I care about you, but I'm not here to please you, and I learned to do that and literally tell people. And they're so shocked. Some people stay and they're glad that you're doing that. And those are the people that are closer to you and they help you build. But the others that were just using you anyway, they tend to fall away. And it clarifies a lot for me, right? Because now you don't have a lot of junk to go through. I have like the core that I really need in my life. And I didn't know. You just don't know. You never know until you try. Coaching is so valuable. I tell people all the time now, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you try coaching? Because I don't think they realize. You don't realize.
You
You have
don't.
no idea what it is until you try it. But then when they see, oh, you're doing this and you're doing that, and man, that's mighty strong. Yeah, yeah, I'm doing that because I learned.
I wish I had a bell. Ding, 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 ding,
I
ding,
know,
ding.
right?
That is
Man,
a top answer. That people pleasing. I'm telling you, it's hard to get that people pleasing spirit
yes,
off of you until you get into an environment like coaching where you are able to unpack,
yes,
this
and
stuff,
find
because
out where it's from.
and find out where it's coming from, because you're going to
Mhm.
continue the cycle, that toxic cycle of people pleasing, until you understand where it comes from. So that is a number one answer that I wish I had a bell to ring, because that is really, honestly, Desiree, that is the most That's the most issues that I find in a lot of my clients is that them getting to a point where they are stopping the people pleasing and
Yes.
understanding why they do it. And I'm going to say that void they need to feel as to why they keep
Why
doing it,
you
right?
need to do it.
Because it's
Yes.
something else. It's really not about pleasing them. It's something that you're doing that is filling a void, which is why you continue the cycle. It's
Yes.
something that you need from them, right? And so I love the fact that you mentioned that. So I have two more questions, I promise you, and I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
I'm here.
I promise you so.
I'm here for them.
Um, if someone out there right now was considering working with me as a life transformational coach,
Okay.
what would you tell them about me and your experience?
Well, if you're going through life and you're compensating, you don't realize it at first, but then when you try to get to the next level, you just can't get there. I've met so many people now that I've experienced this. You have conversations because you're excited that you learned something new. And they're like, I just don't know why. I don't know why I can't. I don't know why, that's not for me, but why isn't it for you? You don't know. So if you want to get out of a place where you're compensating, you want somebody that's not judgmental and somebody that is genuine and somebody that you can tell anything to, that you're like the things that you are afraid to talk to other people about, and that
Right.
somebody's going to judge you for, so you keep it to yourself, but who's going to use those things and help you get to another level. Working with you has been amazing, and that is what I recommend you, Coach B, honestly, because I don't think I would be able to tell a lot of other people the things. I'm not even my own parents. I realize I thought they know me. They have no idea. They have no idea who I am, because there's
Yeah.
things that you're afraid to even tell your own family. This is
Yeah.
somebody that you can talk to that will use that and give you strategies to get to the next level in life. So I recommend working with you specifically for that, because even now I told you some stuff that I'm like, then she's gonna look at me a different way, maybe
I'm not.
never. You come with the same energy, the same smile, and then you talk about the things that I'm like, oh my God, this is what I told you. And you say it like it's nothing, with the same love in your heart. You can feel love when people talk to you. You can feel genuineness when people talk to you. And that's what I feel. So I do recommend working with you because of that.
Oh,
I love
that's
you.
good. I love
Right? You
everybody.
like friends. You're okay. So you talk to a
Right.
person that becomes your friend. Your coach becomes your friend. Okay. I understand what all those football players do now. They run into their coach because of that.
Yeah, wow, that's so awesome to hear. Thank you so much. Oh
You're
my
welcome.
so the very last question I have is would you ever seek support from me if you needed support in the future?
So I feel like you've become that little, when people say on their shoulder they have the good and the evil on the shoulder, and that voice that's telling you that you should do. That's what you've become. I don't know how I wouldn't come to you. I would have to come to you with certain things, because again, I wasn't able to talk to other people. They don't understand. It's a building block. You took me to the very beginning. I felt like when I was first born, when things happened to me and I didn't know, you took me there and brought me here. And I was like, wait a minute, is that the reason I'm doing this today? And it opened up so much things for me. So I definitely would use you in the future to find out if the things that I'm doing, when things aren't working, am I doing them the right way? Is it coming from another place that I don't know and I can't see?
Mm,
Definitely use you in the future.
I love that. And folks, there you have it, the Coach BJ experience. So if you're looking for support, I do provide complimentary discovery sessions just to see if we're a good fit to work together. And please be clear is that it's a good fit for us to work together. I have had several people to come to me and say, hey, I want you to be my coach. Here's my money. But I have to make sure you are a good fit because it's not just about the money for me, because this is my God giving anointed gift. I want to make sure that you're going to show up for yourself. And for me, the thing that makes my heart smile is transformation in people. And once that I see clients like Desiree that get it, they have a light in their eyes, they have a renewed energy, they have evolved, based on the gift that God has given me to give to the world. That is the most important thing to me. So if you think you might need support based on my interview with Desiree today, make sure that you click the links in my bio. You see my post. There will be links there for you to schedule your complimentary discovery session with me. Until next time, have a great day. Bye.